Gamers, we're back with everything you need to know about Japanese. And let's get started. So Japanese is one of the new civs in AOE4, and they're extremely unique. They were giving it a 2 difficulty, which I agree with. I think that, you know, they're not as hard as like the Chinese civ. They're not as hard as the Byzantines, but they're not like a 1-star either. So agriculture, bannermen, infantry. Civilization bonuses. Town centers can be upgraded to improve defenses, harvest rates of nearby farms, and the production of samurai bannermen, which we're gonna go into the game more about that. They have samurai bannermen that provide bonuses to nearby infantry and cavalry. Samurais, which are their unique units. They have deflective armor that can block ranged or melee attacks. Farmhouses are food drop-off sites in addition to providing population. Forges are gold and stone drop-offs in addition to containing military upgrades, aka being blacksmiths as well. Gold deposited by villagers generates bonus stone, and stone dropped off by villagers generates bonus gold. It's 20%, so if you drop off 10 gold, you get 2 stone. If you drop off 10 stone, you get 2 gold. That's how it works. Extra melee damage upgrade accessible in Dark Age, so they have 4 melee upgrades, not 3 like most civs. Choose between Buddhist monks or Shinto priests for age 3. Keeps come equipped with rocket emplacements. That's right, rocket. And increased health in the Imperial Age. Fishing boats are cheaper to produce. Let's get into it, and I can show you exactly every single thing they have in Jiffy. Number one thing to remember about Japanese is their houses are their mills. So when you start, you know, playing, you can either open with a house on berries and just go berries immediately, or you can just build a house here. But it's important to remember, whenever you want to build a mill, that's the house. Now the house obviously has the eco upgrades, but you will see that agriculture upgrade here, horticulture, agriculture, whatever it's called, does not exist for Japanese, and I'll explain a little bit why. And their wheelbarrow is different. Their survival techniques and pro scouts are the same. They have 3 tiers of wheelbarrow, okay? So the first tier, you can get it in Dark Age, and it's very cheap. I've been basically doing a little build where I build a house here with 1 worker. I upgrade to Tovara, and then once it's upgraded, I transfer my villagers to berries. So what does it do? It increases the carry capacity of villagers by 3, movement speed by 7%, and 25% gather rate from berry bushes. So once I get this, now your villagers will be gathering from berries faster, and then the next upgrade does the same, and the next one. So your carry capacity on the villagers will be +9 when fully upgraded, and movement speed 7%. I don't know if it's 7% of the base or 7% from the total. I'm not sure about that, but and then the gather rate for berry bushes increases more and more. Next thing is their lumber camp is the same, nothing different about that. They got the same upgrades. And then we have the forge, which forge, which you build on stone or gold. And like I said, if you drop off 10 gold, you will get bonus to stone. If you drop off 10 stone, you will get bonus to gold. And one thing to note, right there, see that? I drop off 13 stone, I get 3 gold back. Same thing, if I were to get gold, same thing would happen. Now one thing to note is in the forge, in Dark Age, you can get +1 melee attack. So you can see it says 1 out of 4. So Japanese can get +4 melee attack, which is very important. You can see right here, by the way, because I have wheelbarrow, I drop off 13 and I get 3 stone. Next thing, fishing. Japanese got a lot of unique stuff on the water, so let's talk about that. Number one is, and the biggest one, is their fishing boat. Their fishing boat only costs 45 wood, which makes it the cheapest fishing boat in the game. So if you go on water or hybrid maps, you only need like 5-6 villagers chopping wood for you to produce fishing boat consistently, so it gives you a lot faster age up compared to the other civilizations. We got farms right here, which, you know, they're just farms, nothing weird about them. By the way, just so you guys know, the thing that I'm like building instantly is a cheat code called In a Jiffy. So this has, you know, their stuff builds normally. The reason that it finishes instantly is because of the cheat code. And last thing, you have obviously barracks in Dark Age, just like any other Civ. And they have 2 units available in Dark Age. So this is the first Civ that has 2 units available in Dark Age. I guess Mongol has Horsemen and Spearmen, but from a barracks. So they can make Spearmen, which are just normal Spearmen, nothing weird about them. And they have Samurai, so you can make Dark Age Samurai. And even those Dark Age Samurai will have the little shield that deflects the attack. They have 2-3 armor, so they're very, very tanky for Dark Age, but obviously they cost 100 food, 30 gold. So it's pretty expensive for Dark Age, to say the least. This is what their towers look like. They look good, actually, I love them. And that's it. That's as far as Dark Age goes. Now, we're gonna move into the Feudal Age. Feudal Age has 2 landmarks, and I'm going to always choose to build the more interesting one so you guys can see what it's about. So, Kura Storehouse is a universal drop-off building, which means if I build it here, I'm gonna be dropping off wood on it as well. So, what you can do is, let's say my opponent is on the top side right here. So usually, basically what Kura landmark does is it spawns a farm every 45 seconds. And I think after that, it gives you wood, and I think it's equivalent to 75 wood per minute. Or it might be lower, actually. It's between 50 and 75, I can't remember. So it can fit 12 farms around it, and once the 12 farms are like made on its own, then you get wood for the rest of the game, okay? Now, important thing to note is if I build it here, then I'm gonna be missing out on 2 farms because the TC is blocking them. So you can't pick where the farms are being built. If I were to place landmark here, the farms are gonna be going in this order, like this, okay? So it always starts from the top left corner, top right, right side, and then bottom side, always. And then it goes like this, right? Like that. So that's something to note. Now, what I wanted to say is, if there's a tree line or something that you're gonna go for sure, like let's say this is my first tree line, then what I could do is I could make this right here so that I can use it as a drop-off point for my wood. You know what? Because I'm gonna chop the wood anyway, and then by the time the farms reach there, it's gonna be freed up. Now, if you have this here and the farms reach this point, you're not going to lose out on farms forever. What's going to happen is the farms are going to go from where my villagers is to all the way to the bottom side here. And then once the woodline is freed up, the farms will automatically build there. One thing to note is you have to manually put the workers on farms. They don't go automatically. And this landmark is also a garrison for 8 villagers. So, yeah. I would definitely not suggest putting this in the front. You definitely want it in the back of your base, but make sure there's enough space for all 12 farms. Now, the other landmark is Koka Township, which is what we're going to make, is because we have a unique unit, which is the Shinobi. Shinobi is only made from this landmark. You cannot make it any other way. And Shinobi will, when you finish the Koka Township, 1 Shinobi will spawn, okay? 1 Shinobi will always spawn. Now, these guys, let me tell you about them a little bit. They have very high damage. They do 25 damage a hit, which is extremely high for a Feudal Age unit, okay? And an infantry unit as well. They have 0-0 armor and only 80 health. So these guys do not tank anything. They die to pretty much anything. Knights, they die to, maybe not spearmen that fast, but archers completely melt them, TCs melt them. So, let me explain to you guys their abilities. Now, you could use these on a normal land map, but these are a lot better on hybrid maps because you don't need the other landmark that gives food, so you can go for this and harass your opponent. You can use it on land maps, but you know, just give it a try. They're fun to use. So, abilities. Spy. Target a visible enemy unit or structure to disguise the shinobi as a villager of that player. What does that mean? Well, if I have a vision of anything my opponent has, a dock, a scout, a villager, a unit, you just press Q and then you press on that unit and the shinobi will turn into their villager. It will, if the enemy is English, shinobi will turn into an English villager. You cannot build anything with it. You cannot shoot arrows if it's an English villager, but it will look like one. Now, the opponent will also see it like that. They will see it as an English villager with, you know, same color as the opponent, but they can right-click to attack it. So they can just right-click on it. If they suspect that's not their villager, they can right-click it. Important thing to note is town centers, I think town centers, towers, and scouts reveal shinobi. So if you use spy and there's a scout passing by, it will knock you out of the costume or whatever you want to call it, from the disguise. Now when you use shinobi, let's say this is my opponent's wood line, right, and this is opponent's TC. So you don't want to use spy like this, like you want to use spy from far away. I think it has no range as long as you have a vision. So you don't want to like use spy and then run in from this side or something, because first of all, TC is gonna see you. Second of all, it's, you know, opponent is gonna be like, oh, I have a random villager running around, you know, from middle of the map. What you want to do is when you attack with shinobi, you want to disguise them and try to do one of these, right? You want to try to do one of these, so the enemy does not see you coming in, the notification won't pop, and you just kind of sneak in. And if you do it with a couple of shinobis, now you A move and you can kill a lot of villagers because they do 25 damage a hit. So they basically two-shot the villagers. So they're very, very nice for that. You can also kill villagers on gold, whatever else. But this is not going to be this is like a sneaky thing, obviously. It's not going to be a thing where you mass spy and the opponent is like, oh, I got 20 villagers running on the middle of the map, you know. So yeah, ability number 2 is sabotage. Target a visible enemy building to deal 200 damage, disable its production, and set it on fire for 30 seconds. Now, so this thing, you have to be in melee range. So this is the range you gotta be. If this is the building you're sabotaging, this is the range you gotta be. This is that ranged ability. Now, sabotage does not stack, which means if I have 6 shinobis, I can't do this and like destroy the building. Okay? You can't do this and then the building explodes. And the reason why I make shinobis on water maps is if you open with the shinobi landmark, you pump out a couple of ships, right? You're pushing the opponent. You can send like 3 shinobis and disable all 3 docks on the other side. And the docks then cannot produce for 30 seconds. And once the 30 seconds expire, if you have more shinobis, you can disable it for another 30 seconds. So in theory, you can permanently disable the docks or production buildings. I've had a game recently where the opponent used the sabotage on my school of cavalry, and I couldn't produce a knight. So there's some stuff that like that. So my advice to you, if you're playing against Japanese and shinobis, don't put your production buildings like this. In Feudal, put them close to your TC, because this is very exposed and they can just sabotage it. Yeah, it does work on landmarks. I actually don't know if it works on town centers, but it does work on School of Cavalry, I can tell you that. Now the last ability, which is the coolest one, because it looks the coolest, is the Blink Shunshin, which is a blink ability, and you can see the range right here. And you can blink. You can blink across trees. I just, for some reason, clicked on a tree. Boom, right there. So the same thing you can do like this, and then mow down. Now, these guys, I want to emphasize, if they do blink in like this, and let's say this is not a ranger TC, you will lose villagers very quickly. Very quickly. And remember, these guys two-shot villagers. Their attack speed is a bit slow, and there's a little bit wonkiness with the animation, but they will melt your villagers. But each one costs 60 food and 60 gold. So that is very, very expensive. Do you need vision in the area you blink into? That's a great question. You do not. I am pretty sure you need to reveal the map, as in you cannot have it like pitch black, but if you have revealed this position, you can blink in, yes. So yeah. Yeah, you can blink over cliffs, obviously. You can blink over buildings. Like if you know, if I go from here to here, I can blink to the other side. But yeah, it's funny now that I'm doing this, I'm like, oh, this sounds OP. But then you try them and you notice how fast they're dying, and you're like, yeah. Again, they're not bad. They're just extremely, extremely squishy. Yeah, they can blink over walls for sure. Does blink remove disguise? I am pretty sure, yes. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it does. I'm like 99% sure. So yeah, you can blink up the cliffs. So if there's a map with some weird cliffs or something, you can blink. On top of it, you can, again, you can blink over walls, yeah. As long as it's in the range, you can blink over it. Now, I need to try something. I just thought of this. Can you blink on top of the stone walls? Now, that I don't know. Can you disable gates? I don't think so, because this says disable enemy buildings. And I don't think that walls count as defensive building. Maybe you can. But you would only do... Oh, no, you can actually. You can. You can use this, I think, on walls. Because I remember using it on wood walls. Towers? Yeah, towers you can for sure. And you can use this on walls to damage them, by the way. Okay, you cannot blink on top of the stone walls. But you can see you can blink behind them. So, yeah. Anyway, next thing we're going to be talking about is trade. Trade is normal. Nothing weird about the trade. Reminder, your blacksmith upgrades are in the forge. And one interesting thing is about the Japanese, their +1 melee attack costs stone and gold. It does not cost food and gold. It costs stone and gold. You also have the specialized pick in there, obviously, and the other blacksmith upgrades. Next thing. Spearmen are normal for now. This is what they look like. Samurais, these are hardened samurai. The way this works, deflective armor, let me just explain deflective armor for all Japanese units. Or not all Japanese units that have deflective armor. The way it works is, it blocks a single attack, okay? It does block a full attack from Zuginu. It does not block the Mangonel AoE. So if I shoot a Mangonel right here, they're not gonna block it. It's an AoE damage, so it's more like a direct attack type of thing. The way it works is it blocks an attack and it only recharges when you're out of combat, okay? It does not recharge in battle, so if I block an attack, I run away, then it's gonna recharge, I can go back in and come back. Next thing, we have, those are the samurai, they cost 100 food, 30 gold. We got Onna-Bugeisha, which are interesting. I still haven't found the exact way or play to use them, but they seem to be like very cheap harassment unit. Like very, very cheap harassment unit. They cost 60 food and 20 gold only. Very fast attack, fast move speed, long weapon range, and then they're weak against armored and they're weak against archers. So they do 7 damage only, which is not a lot, and they attack 0.9, so under a second attack speed, which is very fast, and their movement speed is 1.5. When you compare it to the spearmen, their movement speed is 1.25. So they're very quick, they can go around and you know, cause some problems, but they got 0 armor and they got 85 health. So pretty much very, very squishy, but very, very cheap. Next thing, they got horsemen, by the way, which are just normal horsemen, nothing weird about that. I'm gonna make some so you guys can see. I just want to say, Japanese voice lines are really good, really cool. So next, we got archers, like I mentioned, and they have also unique archers. Yumi Ashigaru. Now you will notice one thing immediately. They have 4 damage. They do 4 damage, but they are fastest archers in the game. So they're super, super fast. So they can chase down units really quickly. Like if you have this kind of army, you are fast as fuck, boy. Their movement speed is I think 138, and they're cheaper as well. So they cost 30 food and 35 wood, but they don't do a lot of damage. Okay, but you can have more of them. So you know there's that. Let's make some water units. Oh, they got junks, they got war junks. I actually don't know about their ships. Are the stats all the same as other civilizations? I'm pretty sure they are, but I'm not sure. Actually, because I haven't played one water map with Japanese, like a full water map. Someone can double check that, just in case. Yeah, why does it say ballista ×2, by the way? Does it actually shoot twice? Huh? Wait, let me... I can bring some sheep over here. Oh wait, I have stuff here, okay. We're gonna bring them over here. Oh, 2 sides? Like the old hulks? Because that's not how the other stringel ships work. We'll see now. Anyway, last thing to talk about in Feudal is the Daimyo Manor. An upgrade to your town centers. Increases the production cap of Bannermen Samurai by +1 and provides a free villager. It increases the town center health by 1000, adds an additional arrow slit to the town center, and an aura which enhances the villagers' harvest rate from farms. So this is why they don't have a horticulture upgrade. It's because they basically have horticulture but only for the farms, but it is stronger. So they don't have an upgrade that increases the gathering rate on sheep, but they do have this upgrade that increases the farm gather rate by quite a lot. All Springle ships showed 2 × 2. Okay, I didn't know that actually. Yeah, I think it's just a normal Springle ship then. I didn't know that they show. Maybe that's just left over from before. Now, once I upgrade this, now the town center has 8,000 health. You can also upgrade any other town center you have with this. So, here it is. I get a free villager. And now my second TC went from 2,500 health and no attack to 3,500 health. And now the second TC has an attack as well, just like the main TC. But because the main TC already had an attack, now the main TC has 2 bow attacks for 8. So it becomes a lot stronger. Now, what is the point of upgrading your TCs? Well, number 1, they get HP, they get defensive, you know, they get damage, they get arrows, yada yada. You get a free villager, you increase the harvest rate. But what you also get is right here, which is the Bannermen. So this is a military system where for each TC upgrade, you get a Bannerman. For the first one. For the next upgrade, so if I upgraded my TC again, I would get 2 more Bannerman slots. What are Bannermen though? Every building, barracks, archer range, and stables have Bannermen. Let me upgrade it again. And what Bannerman does... Oh, I made one too many. What Bannerman does, it increases the damage of all the units of that unit type. So what does that mean? Well, you have in barracks, you have Katana Bannermen that increases the damage of Spearmen, Hardened Samurai, and Onnas, okay? So if I click on one of the units, you will see that melee infantry attack damage bonus increased by 15%. So all these units, you can see this aura, that's where the Bannerman is. They all got increased damage 15%. So it's very important that you have Bannermen in your armies, depending what armies you have. Kind of like Nectar for Ottoman, but a bit more complicated. Now, if you have 2, it does not stack. So if you have 2, it's not 30%. It's still 15%. Another thing, once Samurai dies, they will remain on the battlefield for 30 seconds. So this thing is still going to be on the battlefield for 30 seconds. Right here, which is going to still buff your army. And you can see it expiring slowly. So my army still has 15% damage. If I leave that... If I leave the circle, you will lose the bonus. So, yeah. Next thing is we have the Yumi Bannerman. Yumi Bannerman is Bannerman for your archer range units. So you buff Yumis, you buff Onna-Bugeishas, and you buff hand cannoneers with them. Okay? Now here's an interesting thing. We're gonna get that in a little bit, because this is a castle unit, but Onna-Bugeisha is a cavalry unit. Yumi Bannermen buff range infantry attack damage, okay? But if you are making Onna-Bugeishas, they're a cavalry unit, so you actually need to build Bannermen from stables for them, okay? So you need to build Uma Bannermen, which are gonna buff, if you mouse over, cavalry attack damage increased by 15%. So not melee cavalry or range cavalry, just cavalry. So that's one thing you need to know, because initially when I was playing Japanese, that's why I had this mix-up. When I was playing Japanese, I thought that Yumi Bannermen increased the damage of Onna-Bugeishas because they're ranged, but they're also cavalry, and the cavalry is the one that buffs them. So that's one thing to know. What is the limit for Bannermen? I don't know if there's a limit. We can test that really easily, actually. We can test that really easily right now. I don't know if there's a limit. The thing to note is a Bannerman, I'm going to compare it to Samurai. So a Samurai in Feudal Age has 120 health, 3-3 armor. A Bannerman has 155 health, 3-3 armor, but less damage. And they have more movement speed, so they are faster. Yumi Bannerman, normal archer, got 60 health, 5 damage now. Well, 4 damage, I guess. 60 health, 4 damage. And Yumi Bannerman has 140 health and 5 damage. So it does do more damage. So the Archer Bannerman is stronger than the Archers. The Samurai or the melee Bannerman is not. And then Uma Bannerman, which is the cavalry, is actually like a knight. It has 3-3 armor in Feudal Age. It hits for 20 and it has a charge attack. Obviously, the only thing you're going to make in Feudal are Horsemen, so Uma Bannerman is stronger than Horsemen. Now, let's see what is the cap, if there's a cap even. There is no cap, so technically you could make a full Bannerman army, which is kind of funny. Obviously, it's going to cost you a lot. So, TC unupgraded, TC upgraded once, Town Center upgraded twice. Town Center now has 10,000 health. If I upgrade my second TC twice, it has 5,500 health, and it has 2 bow attacks. Now, this is the funny thing. You can upgrade it to Castle in Feudal. So, it's very expensive. So the first upgrade is 300 stone, second upgrade is 600 stone, and the third upgrade is 1.2k stone. So, important to note, the first upgrade on the TC gives you 1 Bannerman. On any TC, if you upgrade main TC, 1 Bannerman. If you upgrade second TC, 1 Bannerman. If you upgrade a third TC, you get another Bannerman. So, total of 3. If you upgrade your second TC or your main TC the second time, you get 2 Bannermen for that upgrade. And the final upgrade gives you 3 Bannerman slots. So, if I upgrade for the third time, your TC turns into a keep. So my main TC right now has 13,000 health. My second TC has 8,500 health. And you're gonna realize very soon why this is a thing. So right now, my TC has 3 bow attacks, and it has a rocket attack. Now what we're gonna do is I'm gonna show you that rocket attack over here. We got a little boar, we got some deer. So I'm gonna show you how that works. But it is very, very strong. The rocket attack, by the way, it deals 80 damage. Plus 110 damage versus infantry or cavalry. So if you were to get this upgrade in Feudal, okay, and your opponent is in Feudal, it one-shots knights. Is rocket single target? Yes. So let me show you. I don't know if it's gonna activate on deer. Wait, can I even... Wait, can I not attack with TC? You can attack with your main TC, no? It fires a massive rocket and it shoots every 4 seconds. The rocket pretty much one-shots everything, even in Castle. Now, I know this sounds OP. It is. But getting that much stone, so you need 201,000 stone just for the upgrades. just for the upgrades. Like nothing else, just for the upgrades. I'm not gonna test it, guys. I don't know how to do it, and I'm not gonna waste time on it. You'll see it in games. You'll see it in your game soon. So there it is. The next thing is going to be the age up. Let's age up to the next age. Temple of Equality unlocks the Buddhist monks, which are 33% cheaper and can weaken enemy damage by 50%. And it provides 20% damage to nearby friendly units while casting conversion. So this is a very, very interesting and unique unit. Now, Temple of Equality is what you want against civs that have a low amount of units but strong units. So for example, this temple is going to be very good against Order of the Dragon. Order of the Dragon doesn't have as many units, so if you made the monks and you reduce their damage by 50%, you basically make Order of the Dragon units normal units. So that's one way you can use them. Obviously you get 20% damage to nearby friendly units while casting conversion, which is the Wall of Law. I mean, that's a cool thing. I'm not sure if you're going to be walking around necessarily with relics doing that to boost your damage, but there it is. And then the Floating Gate is what we're going to go for because it's more interesting and more probably meta relevant for a while. Floating Gate, it unlocks the Shinto Priest and place Yorishiro in buildings for special enhancements. Yorishiro respawn at this landmark every 4 minutes. So, you get one priest. This priest is basically a little Shinto priest right here that we can produce out of the Shinto shrine as well. So what does this do? So you see these things right here? You're gonna get these Yorishiros, which are these little boxes, every 4 minutes, and you start with 2, okay? So when you pick it up like a relic, and these guys can't pick up relics obviously, you pick it up like a relic and you can drop it off in a building to give it permanent buffs. And these are the buffs. If you place it in a town center, you get 25% production speed. If you place it in a farmhouse, you get 75 food per minute. If you place it in a lumber camp, you get 75 wood per minute. If you place it in forge, you get 75 gold per minute. Military and docks, 200% work rate. And then if you place it in your wonder, you get 4,000 health, which I've played against recently, and that, you can feel it. So if I place it in a town center, in a jiffy, so right now my workers take 16 seconds from this town center. This town center takes 20, so you can see how it works. Now, you cannot take these relics out, okay? These relics stay in there forever. If they're destroyed, you lose them. So don't put them in forward buildings, try to put them in the buildings that are safe. Now, if you're playing against Japanese, the TC, if they have a relic, you will see it right there. You see it right there? So if you're playing against Japanese, you can scout this and see, oh, he's placing his, what are they called? Yorishiros in TC, so you're gonna have faster worker production. If you place it in a forge, you will get 75 gold per minute, which is basically like a relic. So they will keep getting every 4 minutes potentially a relic. If you place it in a forge, it's right here on the right side. So depending which building you place it in, it's actually at a different, looks wise is a different point. So if you're looking for it in forges, there it is on the right side. And if you're playing against it, if you see it, I mean, if you destroy it, the Japanese loses a relic basically forever. Now, if you get tithe barns, this does not work for for Yorishiro. So Yorishiro is not, I'm calling it a relic because basically it gives you the same buffs as relic or bonuses, but tithe barns only includes actual relics. Just making that clear. Can you place more than one in one building? No, just one per building. So what do we got next? Let's upgrade our units. Boom, right there. Horsemen, normal horsemen. We got some new units coming in. Spearmen are... Hold on. Let me split these guys. Spearmen are right here. Again, this is what they look like. They got nothing special yet. And now, veteran samurai in Castle Age, and obviously these are replacement at arms, by the way, have Where are the Bannermen? Let me remove Bannermen so you guys can see the proper stats. So, Veteran Samurai have 155 health, 4 armor, 12 damage. So, yeah. And then we got Veteran Onna-Bugeisha that are cost 60-20. They down to 8 damage and they only got like 20 more health. So, they don't scale super hard. But again, they're fast and they're supposed to be like a raiding unit. Veteran Yumi, which are the archers, now deal 6 damage. Wow. And they got 70 health. There it is. And the new unit we get access to in Castle are Mounted Samurai. Mounted Samurai are knights that are samurais. And they have the block ability as well. And they work exactly the same way as the samurais do. So there it is. And we get another unit in Castle Age, which is the Japanese crossbows. So Japanese do not have crossbows. They have Onna-Bugeishas, which have 10 damage and they deal +9 versus heavy units. Okay, so this is what I was talking about. If we take a Bannerman from the cavalry, Onna-Bugeishas will get cavalry bonus attack 15%. They will not get the Bannerman bonus from the ranged one, only the cavalry one. They are pretty quick. They're 162 speed, and they are the only cavalry crossbow in the game right now. So, yeah, they do quite a bit of damage, so very nice. Now, there is a unique upgrade here that we get in Castle, Odachi, which is equip a samurai with a Odachi, a long sword that deals 4 damage, a bonus 4 damage against infantry. So if we get this, you will see that their swords have changed and that now they have these long, thin swords when they attack and no longer the ones they had previously. So there is a visual effect to it. And then we have Kaburaya Whistling Arrow. Onna-Bugeisha fire a whistling arrow when an enemy is seen, increasing the movement speed for 10 seconds. So this is a passive. You don't have to do anything. So whenever an enemy comes in range, they will get like a burst of movement speed. So that's it. What else do we got? We got Siege Workshop. Their siege is normal for now. Nothing weird. And let's make a keep. But if you look, there is no keep. Japanese gets keep in Imperial Age, and it costs 300 wood and 900 stone. So this is why I said the TC thing is not, it's strong, don't get me wrong. But it's not that strong because they don't have access to keep. So if you are playing Japanese, you have to use TCs kind of forward at times. So I'll give you guys an example. Obviously, I'm going to make guides for Japanese, build order guides. But one of the ways to play Japanese is eventually, when you want to expand to the map and get big golds, you want to put your town center, like right here, and upgrade it immediately to spend like 2,100 stone, immediately to upgrade it to the keep town center with rockets, so you can protect your gold, okay? So that's something you have to take in consideration. Also, I have seen people do like town center rushes in feudal and keeps, which they're not going to be a thing, but if someone sneaks in a town center close to you and then they upgrade to a rocket, you're going to have a bad time. Because rockets kill rams, by the way, so, yeah. Alright, let me see if there is anything else. Let's talk about water for a moment. So they have the standard upgrades that are nothing weird, nothing new. And then we have copper plating. Improves the fire and ranged armor of ships by 2%. Wait, is this in feudal or castle? Actually, again, I don't know anything about the Japanese water. 2%? Is this correct? Fire range armor. Okay, this is wrong. It's supposed to be... Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be 2 armor, not 2%. Yeah, this is definitely supposed to be 2 armor, not 2%. I need to tell devs, remind me after. So yeah, they get +2 armor versus ranged, as you can see right here, and they get +2 fire armor. Why do they have +1 ranged armor in the first place? Wait, why do their ships have +1 ranged armor, or had +1 ranged armor? Oh, the HP upgrade. Oh, right. Never mind, I'm dumb. Yeah, because I upgraded this. Okay, so yeah, their unique upgrade on water is +2 ranged armor and fire armor. I mean, not great. I mean, if it's a feudal upgrade, it's okay, because, you know, I guess arrow ships will be really bad against Japanese ships. I mean, hey, they could be HRE, which have an upgrade that's completely useless, so, you know, thumbs up. Next thing we're going to be talking about is going to be, I think we've covered everything in Castle as well, so let's head to Imperial Age. Imperial Age, we have 2 landmarks, and I'm gonna make both. I'm gonna remake the game and make both. Let's go with Tanegashima Gunsmith. We're gonna make that one right here. Boom. What does this landmark do? This landmark gives you access to Ozotsu, and Ozotsu can only be made from this landmark. Okay, you cannot make it anywhere else. You cannot gain access to it unless you built it right here. Let me upgrade all this stuff here. Boom, boom, boom. So what is Ozotsu? Let's make some. Ozotsu are basically like infantry bombards. Okay, so let me show you. These guys got 35 damage and 130 damage against buildings. So they have kind of slow movement speed, and this is their attack range. And they destroy buildings. You can kill keeps with these guys very easily. Yeah, you can destroy keeps easily. So they're basically, you don't need to produce trebuchets or rams with Japanese if you go for this landmark. You can just make Ozotsu. And I forgot to say, they also deal splash damage, by the way. So you can kill units with them as well. You get access to Ribaldequins, and you can make bombards here too. Now, you might be wondering, what is this? Well, this landmark creates a stockpile weapon which can be used to instantly produce a unit. So, if I click here, I will get a hand cannoneer for 1 ticket. For 1 ticket, you can also make Ozotsu for free instantly. So, I'm gonna disable the cheat, and you can make bombard as well for 3 tickets. Now, I don't know if I'm blind, but I don't see how many tickets I have, and that's something that I don't know. It's probably not in, but that should definitely be in. But if this is turned on, every 30 seconds you get free Ozotsu, or you know, every minute and a half you get a free bombard. So you can just produce these for free, and you can also produce them for what's it called? They take 35 seconds to produce. So there you go. It's a known bug. Okay, so this should be fixed soon. Look at these bad boys. They're very strong, by the way. Very, very strong. So that's it for the this landmark. Now we got some more upgrades in Imperial that I am going to go through really quickly. We got the Spearman unique upgrade Nagai Yari, which is spearmen are equipped with a stronger spear that increases weapon range by 20% and damage against cavalry by 20%. So usually spearmen have upgrades that are like, give them a little bit more range or give them more armor. Their spearmen are straight up like, just have more range and more damage against cavalry. Just fuck them up even more. So yeah, visual I'm pretty sure changes. Ooh, okay. So their spears literally got longer. Abbasid at home, I mean, this is a lot better upgrade than that. So there you go. In the archer range, we got no Imperial upgrades, no new Imperial upgrades. And then in stables, we have a Domaru armor. Increases mountain samurai speed by 10% while deflective armor is active. So right now they got 162 movement speed. Once I get this, they have 179. So quite a bit faster. 179 is really fast. And last but not least, on the water, we got Attacke Bune. And these guys fire 6 rockets times 30 damage. Now, I have actually not, again, I have not played Japanese on water at all. So let's see what these bad boys can do. They look pretty cool. I like it. I'm liking it. They got 936 health. Is that good? I'm assuming this is not splash damage. Let's see. It says fire 6 rockets. Oh, it's still shooting. Your Jailbroid's dead. Let's see if it does splash damage. It does not do splash damage. I'm not gonna lie, they don't look that great. Yeah, I don't think they look that great. I think the other capital ship will absolutely destroy them, but they're probably gonna get changed buffly. What else do we have? We have University, which I need a villager. Unique to Japanese, we have a unique University upgrade. Increases health damage and torch damage of melee infantry by 20%, which puts them from 20 torch damage, 20 torch damage, 20 torch damage to 24. So infantry from Japanese got more torch damage. And last but not least, let's make a little keep right here to show you guys what the keep is, what it looks like, and all that. Where's my university? Let me get all these other ones too. So the keep for Japanese has 7,150 health. It has normal emplacements that you can do for any civ. It has a boiling oil. And the primary attack of the keep is the rocket that you saw on the town center. It does not have arrow attacks, it just has rocket attacks. So basically, a town center is stronger. Main TC has 17,000 health, by the way. Second TC has 11,000. So second TC fully upgraded has more HP and damage because it has bow attacks too than a keep. But a keep is a lot cheaper. Okay, so that's one thing to consider. The keep is only 300 wood, 900 stone, while a TC is, well, first you gotta build it and then 2,100 stone. So yeah. Why is it more expensive than regular keeps? Trust me, when you play against the rocket, you will understand very quickly why it's more expensive. Very quickly. And last but not least, let me show you the wonder from the Japanese, which is Tokugawa Shrine. It's a very thick, very big wonder, and remember, we can put a Yorishiro in it to increase its HP by 4,000, which obviously scales with the thing, so it has 11,700 health. It's huge, it is huge. And we can also do a little walling action. Oh, the other landmark, right, thank you, I almost forgot the other landmark. Let's go. Can you put Yorishiro in Gunsmith landmarks to boost ticket time and production? I actually don't know, but I would... What is the exact description? Isn't it military production and docks? I am not sure actually. Okay, people say you can't. Okay, there you go. In a jiffy. Okay, let me show you the other landmarks. So this is the landmark that spawns farms. So again, this is how it starts. You build it. You also have all eco upgrades in it, by the way. Even the lumber ones. And it spawns a farm in the top left corner. So you just gotta take a villager and put it there. And then every 45 seconds, farm, and so on. Temple of Equality. Let's make that one. This is what the monks look like from this one. Remember, this is the one that the monks are cheaper. 33% cheaper. How are they cheaper? Oh wait, it's 150, right? And they can also debuff the enemy units, reducing the damage by 50%. And if you Walala, all your units in the Walala will get 20% bonus damage. And they have the ability right here, reduces enemy damage by 50% for 60 seconds. So there you go. It's an activation ability, not an A move ability. And then the other landmark, which is Castle of the Crow. I'm going to show you guys right now. Castle of the Crow is a keep landmark. Right there, little keep. And what it does is acts as a castle, can periodically spawn treasure caravans from selected neutral trading posts. Treasure caravans provide a large amount of resources upon reaching Castle of the Crows. So, treasure caravan, select a neutral post to periodically spawn treasure. We're going to select this one. Do I select the water one? Oh, it spawned on the water. Yo! Wait, is this real? 630, 630, 630 at 210? Yo, what the front? So it gives 2,000 resources? Wait, does anyone know if you get more resources if you're further away or no? Let's see it. Wait, it says 460. Oh, that's maximum. Yeah, I got 460. Okay, yeah. So if I placed it here, I would probably get like 610, 615. Okay, yeah. Okay, that makes sense. So if I were to place it on this dock. Oh my god, it's every 4 minutes? Okay. Yeah. Oh, it's 5? Oh, it's the cooldown starts when it spawns? Okay, so it's 500 resources per minute. I mean, the thing is, food is basically irrelevant. Now, I'ma be honest, guys. Okay. After playing with Ozotsu, you should get Ozotsu landmark. That's just, you know, that's just my opinion. Ozotsu are wild. And remember, guys, at the Ozotsu landmark, which I don't know what it's called, you also get resources. You get free units. So, yeah. But this is also a keep, so you get that too. And there it is. That is everything you need to know about Japanese. Now, I'm sure there's going to be things we're going to find out in the future that it's like, oh, there's this interaction with the samurai or that interaction with the samurai, or, you know, you got to position this building exactly here to get the maximum difference. I don't know every single detail. The reason why I wanted to make this video now is because obviously the DLC is coming on 14th for everyone, and I wanted to make sure that you guys can know at least, you know, obviously basics, but a little bit more than that too. So you can get started on the Japanese and you can go out there and beat some noobs up. People want me to Walala, I am coming in. Wait, isn't it supposed to do a different sound? Wait, isn't it supposed to do a different sound? Or am I crazy? Oh, the Jushi's Legacy does? The Jushi's Legacy is cool as fuck. That is it for everything you need to know about Japanese. I hope you guys, if you're watching on YouTube, enjoyed this video. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope you're ready to play the Japanese. I'm going to try to get the build order guide to you guys ASAP. Check me out on Twitch, probably live right now. Twitch gamers, let's keep going.